tingling bell. Okay.
Do you like to tingling? I don't know how to say this, but I don't feel comfortable with you being our representative. So I'll go in your stead.
So I mess up once and I'm out. Huh?
Glance the contents and then offer that up to the woman. Or hell, she'll probably just like toss it up, trusting the woman to catch it.
She does nimbly and coolly.
You're arranging a meeting with Coven. No one else is learning about it.
You can see that you overhear her talking about the Feather Master, as I think Esprit sees movement in Katinka's room, points up to you, and Callan goes, "Gah!"
She'll scowl at Esprit.
I don't think it necessarily needs to be played out, but I think after getting her arm taken care of, Katinka will, like, probably still hearing the piano or something, she'll just, like, immediately ignore the healer's orders to get rest and sort of, and go out to the stable to, like, talk to her griffin, talk to Sunheart, like calm him down after the hard day that they had, and she didn't really get to say anything to the poor guy. But also check on Esprit.
Yeah, Esprit de corps. I mean, he's shot. I think he would definitely notice that you also have a wound or something wrong with your shoulder. So I think he's like, well, karma comes quick, huh? You doing okay, princess?
Well, I always did like matching outfits, so I guess I'm better.
I mean, for what it's worth, you've given me the greatest gift of all, time off.
Well, in that case, I guess I'm not sorry. You talked me out of it.
As he stands there, kind of moving his shoulder a little bit, he's like, and the nice thing is, I'm going to have a rad scar when all's said and done.
What story are you going to tell about it?
I took down 700 men by myself.
Manda's out of earshot, but just like involuntarily rolls her eyes for reasons unknown.
And a dragon.
We can't forget the 2 dragons I took it down by myself, too. Now, if the princess herself were to write me a power ballad, well, I think I'd be just about the most eligible man on the entire island. I think with that, you gain a string on Esprit.
Oh, it's really great for a guy whose name I can't recall.
I will say, you have a long tradition of this.
I know.
This is just you. This is
me entirely. Me.
Well, how the hell are you spelling that?
Esprit?
No, do Espree. There, then you'll remember phonetically.
I wrote down
Espree.
Aseree.
But with that string gained with Esprit, is there anything that Oriel would like to do?
Oriel's like walking back. If she happens to see any red hair in the vicinity, she might go after that.
On the hunt for redheads.
She's on the hunt for redheads. All redheads, not a specific redhead, just all of them.
Real quick. I just needed this question answered before we proceed. What's the name of this game again?
Thirsty sword lesbians.
Yeah, you definitely see a fucking redhead. This is Callan, who is just really working that leather pretty fucking hard right now.
Do I get the sense she's still blushing?
If by sense you mean your eyes see her blushing, yes.
Hours later, still blushing. I also just realized that I may have accidentally contributed this to being a relationship between the feather master and the leather master.
Oh.
God, even better. Doug, you brilliant bastard.
Sorry, and you're welcome, everyone.
No, that is a you're welcome.
Yeah, there's no sorry here, my friend.
The feather and the leather master, man.
So, Feathermaster, you see Leathermaster, who is castigating herself for saying, "Do you like to tingling?" Oh God.
Which is still amazing. Anyway, I think she would just like be like, "Oh, Callan,
Ah.
hi, whoa."
She starts to jokingly like move around like she's like trying to like play tag or something, trying to play this off. I'll say unsuccessfully.
Oriel will kind of like touch her shoulder, like, "Hey, get her in," very awkwardly, just like her shoulder.
All movement stops as soon as you touch her shoulder.
Did I break you?
No, we're just playing freeze tag now. Yeah, that'll do it. You can see like she hasn't taken a breath.
You should probably breathe.
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
I've never been more sure in my entire life.
Okay. So I wasn't okay. I just wanted to say hi. I wasn't eavesdropping on you or anything. I just happened to be in the window and I was there and I didn't think a spree would, put me out like that. Although I should have known better because it's a spree and he's like that. And then, yeah. So, I wasn't trying to be like creepy or anything is what I'm saying. Are you breathing again? Oh, God. Okay.
Too long.
Like I said, breathing is good. Generally a nice thing to do. So yes, anyway, wasn't being a creeper on purpose, just accidentally creeping on you.
You can creep on me whenever you'd like.
Okay. I don't really know if I should say thank you or not because I'm learning that sometimes I said this. You saw the giant orc woman, I assume that was a thing anyway. But she said something and I said thank you and she wasn't, well, that wasn't a compliment. And I was like, oh shit. And I don't know, people will say things and then it sounds like a compliment and it's not. And then they'll say things that's supposed to be, maybe it doesn't sound like a compliment, but is a compliment. I don't really know anyway. I had a point when I came over here. I don't really remember what it is anymore. Yeah.
What? Forgot to breathe again. What was that last part?
I don't. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, never been better. How are you? You look good.
I'm fine. We kind of avoided getting into a giant fight with the giant orc woman, which was good.
I did too.
What?
Huh? Oh, I'm saying that I also avoided getting into a fight with a leather. Wait, no, hold on. I also avoided getting into a fight with an orc by just working on the leather.
Oh,
see, we both did the same thing, but we just went about it drastically different ways. So you want to know something that I learned about myself today?
Sure.
I'm not good at talking to people. I'm like really bad at it.
Oh, well, hey, that's the thing. I'm not good at talking to people either. So, two peas in a pod. or something like that. I don't know.
So,
I don't. Any.
I've never actually ridden a griffin because, like somebody here on the ground, I'm also afraid of heights.
I'm sorry. What? You've never ridden on a griffin?
No. Do you think you'd be willing to teach me?
Well, technically, Spree would be the better one to ask because
Oh yeah, no, of
does
course. I
the-
should ask them. Thanks. I'll go ask them. Okay.
But I
As she looks at you trying to complete the thought, she goes, "Okay, I'll go ask Spree." As she sees Spree, and you can see that she has her arms tied to her sides, just that's how straight she's walking, with her head down towards Katinka and Spree. And she's like, "Spree, would you teach me how to fly? I want to ride a griffin." And I asked,
nope. And then she's gonna scurry after her. Every time.
Scurry.
Scurry after her.
I need to reiterate, just for my own imagination here. What race is she?
"Dwarf."
Dwarf?
Yes.
No, Oriel.
Oh, Oriel. She is. I think I said that she's an elf or half elf.
Oh, okay, all right. So she's scurry. All right, I just want to know exactly how I'm picturing this scurry.
Is it scampering? Is it scurrying?
It's somewhere between a frolic and a scurry.
a little bit of a frolic.
Honestly, what I'm picturing the Velma run, with the I feel like one being I think Oriel has several thoughts all at once. One is that Spree's an asshole. You shouldn't ask him for anything. Two, he's obviously currently engaged in conversation with Katinka, so probably best not to interrupt that. Also, he's injured, so you're not going to get any outcome. And then very lastly to herself, just very quiet, no, I want to do it. She'll run after killing, trying to hiss her name, and when she's not getting any response, I think she'll put her hand on her shoulder, and as she's going to say, "Spree, will you teach me?" She's just going to cover her mouth and pull her back and be like, "Never mind, nothing to see here. Just try and continue on." Oh, that was so funny, Cal. Anyway, yes, hello. Okay, bye.
Can I roll a figure person out on Oriel right now, having witnessed this?
Go for it.
That's a 8.
Yeah, that's technically a success, right?
Yeah.
That's two questions.
What are your feelings toward Callum?
I have a guess.
And what do you hope to get from putting your hand across her mouth and dragging her away?
Oh, I also have a guess. And we're saying these are nonverbal. This is the insighty stuff, right?
This is nonverbal so much as it's I imagine Katinka's been sitting on top of the stable partition wall, talking to Spree, but he apparently somewhere in the scene he pointed Oriel out to Callan, so she's already aware of the conversation that's been happening over there.
No, so what happened? No, it was when I was fetching the jewelry box.
Mm-hmm.
I saw them talking.
Yeah.
And he saw me.
Oh.
And then pointed me out to Kelly because I could have eavesdropped on what she was saying.
Oh, okay. All right, I got it.
So I'm like, no, not that jerk. Fuck that guy.
Just general awareness. I was aware that they were talking.
Well, and then, I feel like, I mean, given everything.
And then hearing the, no, Callum, wait, no, Callum, wait.
No.
And then like this whole thing. And so now she's just like, hold on. Oriel's bad at flirting, or is this she wants to keep like Callan away from me for some reason? Because that whole thing earlier.
Oh, sure. No, I think that you like. I will give you absolutely for free surface level. There's a lot of embarrassment.
Yeah.
I think that you can glean. Because I feel like you know Oriel pretty well.
Yeah.
Given the givens. I feel like this is probably as much interest as Oriel has shown in another person ever, which isn't necessarily like saying much, but you can tell that there's an interest and a shyness.
Okay. All right.
This is an interesting development. I don't know what it means on Oriel's side.
Okay. And like, man, I want to ask the how would you feel if I intervened question, but I don't think she's at that. So it is, what do you hope to get out of this interaction with Callan? As I continue to listen.
Well, I mean, Oriel doesn't know. No, I feel like
and that's fine. That's an answer.
I think that qualifies. Like Oriel doesn't know if this is platonic or more.
Yeah, like I think
that Oriel's just confused. Is basically
Oriel's just confused. Yeah. I think she doesn't fully know. I think she just wants to talk to Callan more. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I will be watching, but please go ahead.
And then also, Oriel gets to learn / ask Intuit a thing about Katinka. They may. You don't have to.
Let's see.
And just to, I had never, for whatever reason, read recently the rule book for this move. It does explicitly say this doesn't have to be verbal, that it can be intuition, metaphysical, technological sensing. If you're having trouble coming up with a rationale for how you learn the information, call it intuition. So rules as written explicitly are just like, hey, it's, flavor.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. Okay. Basically what Oriel wants to know is Katinka fine talking to Esprit, or Esprit being a dick? And does she need to be like saved?
Oh, maybe she guesses, or maybe she's just like cottoning on to it. Mm-hmm. But Katinka is completely fine with Esprit. She actually likes him. She doesn't think he's a dick.
Okay. Just everyone
stands alone on that one. Royal prerogative. That's fair.
That's fair. That's fair. Anyway, okay, cool. Yeah. So because I think that would be another concern of like, you just went through a bunch of shit. Like you want to be where you are right now.
Outside of you, mm-hmm. He may be the closest thing she has to a friend.
Sad. Oriel isn't sweet, but Oriel is a fucking emotional idiot.
Well, outside of you, him, and a bard you've never met and don't officially know about.
And maybe eventually Manth, if Manth plays her cards right.
Maybe Manth, maybe Kush, if Kush plays her cards.
We all want a hit of that Kush. Anyway.
But yeah, she's now dragging Callan.
So now she's just like, she put her hand on her shoulder to stop her because she learned earlier that did stop Callan at least. Just kind of like before she finishes asking the question, just kind of slip her hand around, just cover her mouth and just start guiding her back and be like, oh yes, don't mind us. Didn't mean to interrupt. It's fine. Anyway, that was just a joke. Haha, good joke, Callan. Okay, so funny. Bye.
So I will say for that interaction with Callan, you'll get another string on her.
Aww.
Yeah.
With that being thread.
Very good. Doug, you were officially on fire tonight, I think.
Thank you.
With night falling on Ofto Manor, do you want to get in contact with Kush, or would you prefer to just go to the concert or something else?
Yeah, I think like she would wait until like they're alone in the stables and take out the stone. And Kush, you there?
May I ask who's calling?
It sounds like an interesting time I interrupted.
It was.
All right, well, I'll let you get back to that if you've set up that meeting we talked about.
Oh, yeah, I did. It's going to be after the encore.
Got it. I'll be there.
Oh, sure thing. She thinks for a moment. If a orcish woman were there, would she happen to hear a little halfling songbird also join the singing competition?
I guess you'll have to be there to find out.
Color me interested.
See you there. Have fun.
She has that deep laugh as it eventually fades away magically.
Just want to say, cell stone. You called her on her cell stone.
So, with the rendezvous set up, do you rally the group?
Yep. I mean, I figured they were like literally there for this. Man's probably looking all kinds of uncomfortable.
Yeah, man, if you heard that whole thing, you being like, I bet she's yeah, just man's like, I am loyal, I am devout, I am not thinking about Scar. Okay, so with that being thread, do you guys head out?
Yeah. I mean, normally I think Katinka would be inclined to sneak and wait until it was darker, but she was pulled off the roster today. So
right.
Who fucking cares where she goes at what time?
Yeah, that is fair. I think one of the guards who sees the three of you bombing on out, they go to say something. However, the other guard just gives a quick shake of their head and they relent at this. As you take your griffins, Sunheart, Griffin, and what is Oriel's griffin's name?
For him, what the hell?
Oh, you named him Hooter.
Yeah, Hooter.
And Hooter.
Can I say, since we are going to a concert and there's other stuff happening, can this be one of the first lessons I do with Callan and like just have her? She gets right behind me.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so it's a party of four then. Callan on the back with Oriel on Hooter. Manth, who's afraid of heights, but has a steady hand in Griffin, the Griffin named Griffin.
Well, so when as a bodyguard, sometimes you're kind of like back into the side. In the three-dimensional space, you're kind of like down into the back. Good sight angles on the ground, especially. It's important. There could be people down there with arrows. You gotta watch it all.
Can I actually insert something like a little ways back? Because like again, she trusts Esprit. He is like one of the closest things she has to a friend. I think she would have brought him in on this a little bit. He probably wouldn't have heard that conversation, but she would have confirmed to him that someone did cut the straps and cast an illusion to hide the damage. And actually, she probably would have asked him and Callan, like brought them both in on it and been like, I need you guys to double check my mom's saddle and make sure it is not fucked with.
Okay, yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah, with that, Esprit would definitely make sure to keep a guard on Alessandra's saddle. And to
Actually, her saddle and her griffin.
her saddle and her griffin. Okay, yeah, he would definitely take that upon himself to keep watch of both of them. And since he's an elf, he doesn't need to sleep 8 hours, so yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
With him on guard for Alessandra's saddle and griffin, and Callan double checking to make sure that it's all good before she takes off with on the back of Oriel's hooter, you start to head down towards the main city of Medelig, and once you get past the main city, and once again underneath, although I don't know if this helps or hurts you, Manth, considering I don't know if you like to look down when you're flying. I know that you like to be a little bit lower into the side, but I don't know if you like to actually look down.
It's head on the swivel style, unfortunately, because I got to keep looking up. There's threats in the air, there's threats on the ground. It's all very physically nauseating and disorienting, but it's, you stay focused on the job at hand.
I think Katinka would have asked if she wants to ride with me or separately.
Oh, if I would?
Yeah.
No, I would always ride separately. Just
okay.
For the mobility, and if I need to zoom towards whatever threat I perceive correctly or not.
Completely fair.
Just hypothetically, if you're going out for a leisurely flight, I may hypothetically perceive a threat on the ground that you don't see because I'm just better observation. Land on the ground, take a couple of deep breaths, take care of the threat, get back in the griffin, we're back in the sky. So that's, in theory, that's the kind of thing that could happen.
The threat that definitely got left in the bushes.
Yeah, like I run behind the tree. I'll go get it, my lady. Just, couple of deep breaths back to the tree.
That's amazing. As you guys head through the main city of in Medelig, not too far from the Off-Till Manor, it is sunset. It is the night sky. It is deep purple, and a moody blue is in there too. As you head down further and further, like you're getting away from the main thoroughfare of the main city in Medelig, and you're going more towards the outskirts, more where they're not unsavories, but they're more, let's say, bohemian. They are people whose sense of fashion is a little bit less traditional, a little bit more angular, a little bit more loud, a little bit more, I guess, in a sense, just fucking fun. You arrive. Why would I say it like that?
You arrive. Sorry.
Yeah. My apologies, everyone. You arrive. You arrive to a rather large building. You would know this as being formerly a when Medelig, in its very ancient history, this used to be like the town gathering spot before the town moved further south, and this place has been kind of left not in disrepair at all, but it doesn't have any particular use except for tonight, it appears. As when you arrive, you can see a couple of stone cold chillers, a rather heavy-set human with long black hair, and a rather thin half-elf man, standing outside building. And as you see the two of them, you can see that they are flicking their fingers, and inside, as they flick their fingers, there is a bunch and a variety of lights just going off and on to the oohs and ahs of the crowd inside. As you make your way towards these two, who are just still stone cold chillers with a jazz cigarette in their mouths as they are flicking their fingers, the dark-haired man remains perfectly silent as the half-elf goes, "Snoogans, you here for the competition?"
Hey, loud job. How y'all doing? Of course we are. What are you expecting?
and they start to do like a rapid fire, and like the lights start to keep flashing on. Navi's like, "Oh yeah, I know this is how the princess likes it." He says, as he keeps it going. He goes, "Well, get in there. It's humid as hell." As the other man nods.
Can I still hit first? Might need it for that.
Oh yeah, he still making his fingers work. He sticks out his face so that you can remove it from him.
Yeah, I just take a nice good puff, and hand it back.
Hell yeah, you see that? And the other one just nods appreciatively as he opens his mouth for you to stick that back in. He goes, "What about you? What about you? What about you, Tall Dark? You want one?"
I don't know what you're offering, and I don't care to find out.
Hell yeah, he says, unmoved by your. Hell yeah. Nothing's gonna stop this dude from chilling. And whoa, shit! Look at the two of yous. You got some? You want some of this? He says as he keeps his mouth, as he makes a move to open his mouth so you can take one. Take it.
Oh, she's a nature witch, so of course Ariel's gonna take it.
She's already a little buzzing, to be honest.
Yeah, like that.
Someone pre-games.
Hell yeah, it's moist in there. Hell yeah, he says as he keeps on going. And his silent partner nods his head as the doors to this great hall open.
Yeah, I think before Katinka actually goes in, like she takes off her cloak and she's got like the Medillig equivalent of like club clothes.
Hell yeah.
Which is like, I mean, this is a tropical island. It's kind of like a bikini with the sarong and just like glitter fucking everywhere.
Hell yeah, get it. Get that shit. With her in total club gear, I'm gonna guess that Manth is not clubbed up.
Well, you'd be wrong because
get it.
Manth, despite her own interests, her own assessments of the situation, is always deferential to Katinka's requests. Katinka, in her wisdom, suggested that Manth showing up at a club in full regalia, armor, and a sword might draw too much attention.
Yeah, backfill. We had like a whole makeover, like
totally. So Manth is wearing I'm making myself laugh. It's the kind of thing that under normal circumstances you would eye roll at as a character in a fantasy thing, but basically bikini armor. So this is a contextually appropriate situation where you have a character in effectively bikini armor.
Look, it's girl approved right now, okay? She can Princess Leia it up as much as she wants.
Get it, man. Get it.
And well, now I have to see how about Oriole?
I'm kind of imagining like the equivalent of a sarong. I'm gonna say like in sapphire blue and teal colors, and it's just so it's like tied around her neck, some bare arms, and like probably a slit like up to one knee on one side. And like a bunch of bangles on her arms.
Hell yeah. Oh, fucking
nice.
Oh, man. I love the fact that there was a fucking makeover montage.
Thirsty Swords Lesbians. We got to get that thirst on, man.
We got to get that thirst on, though.
Be a transformation sequence.
So, eventually, as you ladies all get yourself ready, get yourself good and proper to fucking rock this shit hard, you step in and it is like fucking pitch dark minus the lights that the two that what did you call them, Ray?
Bay and Loud Job.
Yeah, as Bay and Loud Job are fucking just hitting those lights, making that shit move. In the strobe effect of their magical light show, you can see a rather dashing woman dancing, and you see her silhouette. She is somewhat close to the doors. It seems like everybody is fucking losing their shit, just enjoying and lost in the music, and she dances separately from all of them. You can see that she is wearing something of a crimson red that clings to her rather large frame. As you catch the lights and you start to be able to make out who it is. I mean, she's kind of unmistakable. She's 6'7". She is an orc woman. She is dressed to fucking impress. And she gives the four of you a smile and a wink before she dances her way into the darkness. As she does, suddenly all of the lights go off, and one singular strobe hits the center of the stage, the elevated stage, and you see standing there, head down, looking for all the world like the star that she is. You see Katinka's crush, the one that she's smitten with. You see Keese wearing a button-down shirt, and almost all the buttons, save the one right above their belly button, is undone. They have a little bit fuller of a frame. Their hair is kept impeccably short. It is as dark as the night sky, because you need something to adequately frame them, because they are such a star, baby. They have ruby red lips which smile, and as they enunciate and say every one of their words, you can't help but get drawn into those lips and that smile and imagining those lips on yours. Their eyes are outside of wolves, you do not see this color amber in people's eyes. They move with such rugged grace that although those seem to be two concepts that work in opposition to each other, they work perfectly with each other.
And then I want to explain a thing that's maybe not necessarily doing a thing for man. So roll your mind back to when the lights go out before the beat drops, and then Mant would draw her shoulder sword out, and then the lights come on, and then Mant sees the most beautiful person she's seen in the world on stage, to her horror, and becomes immediately smitten by Keys. So she draws her sword in the dark and then sees Keys, and then the tip of the sword just like clunks onto the floor, and she's like, oh no.
Keys raises her face up and she says, let's get this fucking started. Hello, and thank you for listening to this special presentation of What's Your Damage, What's Your Damage Long Shot, Thirsty Sword Lesbians Edition. Katinka Oftil was played by Ray Palmer, Oriole was played by Kate Ingram, and Captain Manth was played by Douglas Gale. The Game Master was Elliot Rose. Audio engineering was done by Elliot Rose, including sound effects and music.
Thanks for listening to the show. You can find more of What's Your Damage on Apple Music and Spotify, or on our website, wydpod.com. We've got maps, just gorgeous character art, and tons of lore for all needs to know. There's also going to be a sign up for our newsletter, which features content warnings for all episodes upon release, because we think that's super important. And for those of you that want to chat with us on social media, because you love us so much, you can find us at WID Pod, and that's WIDPODD on Instagram and Threads, as well as a bunch of others listed on our website. In case you don't like those first two, you can find us elsewhere, because if there's a place to be, we're probably there already. So, please stop by, say hi. We would all genuinely love to hear from you.